Good morning, families. Happy Easter to you. We're going to tell the Easter story by using these resurrection eggs. Follow along. So I'm going to start, and I have a blue egg. Let's see what's in my blue egg. Can you see this? It's a donkey, and the donkey represents when Jesus rode in to the town of Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover. And he rode on the donkey while the people put the palm branches on the road and they celebrated him coming in.
I have the next egg and it's light purple. Let's see what's inside. I have a chalice, which is like a cup. And the chalice represents when Jesus gathered his 12 best friends together, who we know as the disciples, and they went to celebrate a meal called the Passover. We call the Passover the Last Supper, and this was a very special meal because it was the last time Jesus and his friends would be together before Jesus was crucified on the cross.
I have the next egg. It's an orange egg, and let's see what's inside. They're hands. They're praying hands. After the Last Supper, to pray. Jesus knew that he would soon have to die on the cross, and he didn't want to have to do this, so he asked God to help him to do God's will. While Jesus was in the garden, soldiers came and arrested Jesus, even though he had never ever done anything wrong.
I have the next egg. It's a light orange egg. Inside, it's a crown of thorns. After Jesus was arrested, the soldiers took him and they beat him, and they took a big branch of thorns and twisted it into a crown and put it on his head. And they mocked him and they called him the King of the Jews, but they didn't really believe that he was the king.
I have the next egg. It's a light green egg. Inside is a cross that's made of 3 nails. So the soldiers took Jesus outside the city to the top of a hill where they nailed him to the cross using nails that are much bigger than this. A few hours later, he died. God loved us so much that he was willing to send his son to die on the cross for us. And even though that part of the story is really sad, we know that it's not the end.
I have the next egg. It's light blue. So after Jesus died, his friends took his body and wrapped him in a cloth, and they buried him.
I have the next one. Feels kind of heavy. It's a yellow egg. And when Jesus' friends had wrapped him in the cloth, they had to lay him in a tomb that was kind of like a cave. And the soldiers made them roll a really big stone in front of the opening so that no one could get in and no one could get out. Kind of looks like the stone behind me a little bit.
After 3 days, women came to the tomb to anoint Jesus's body. But when they got to the tomb, it was empty. Jesus wasn't there. And an angel told them that Jesus was alive. Jesus is risen. He is risen.
He is risen indeed.
Happy Easter, everybody.